Why do you avoid dealing with problem head on? Okay, that is a really good question. Okay, first of all, am I really avoiding any problem or avoiding kind of like a some problem head on? Am I something really do such thing like that? Well, first of all, is that ki, do I have a problem? First of all, accept this thing. Do I have any kind of like a some problem? Yes, I have. Yeah. What kind of like a some problem that you have? Mostly career. Okay, yeah, because I'm not earning any money, so that is a big problem. All right, yeah. So are you kind of like a solving that problem? Yes, I am. Like basically I am kind of like doing this content creation and uploading content on social media platform. I'm not like earning any money from the social media, but I will be. But I just need to put the content as much as I can, and one day it will be. So yeah, so I have a problem and I'm facing the problem, finding out the solution and figure it out this thing that. Okay, yeah. uh am I kind of like a somebody dodge some sort of problem, or like didn't really face the problem or avoid the problem? Am I ever did such thing like that? I think I am not. Why? Like basically is this thing na ki I think that कि I haven't really faced that many problems. Yeah, like whatever the problem that I'm facing right now, or whatever the problem that I face in my past, is kind of like a bit really common. It's not really that kind of like something very difficult and hard and nothing really at all. It's bit really common. Okay, yeah. I and usually it doesn't really require me to ignore and things like that. I face the problem head on. It's not really that kind of like a something really that thing. Okay, yeah. But usually I think that na ki when the situation came, like in particular time in my life, where problem came from multiple sides, okay, arrive from each side, okay, and at that time, how do I supposed to solve? Because usually I solve the problem at like I solve the problem, like I solve the one problem at some one time. Okay, I won't be able to solve multiple problem at the one time. I can't. Okay, and usually I never really kind of like get that much opportunity to solve the multiple problem at the same time. Oh yeah, because I never really face that kind of like a problem. But whenever I will face, I will definitely gonna face in my life. So how do I supposed to solve that thing? First of all, is that one of the most important problem, like one of the most important thing, like I would kind of like figure it out that key, what is really one of the most important problem that I have, which kind of like something really affect me so much. If I didn't really solve that problem, I have to fix that first. Okay, if I'm kind of like something getting multiple problem at the same time. Okay, yeah. And then this is how I kind of like simply solve multiple problems, so that in that particular situation I might gonna ignore some of the little less kind of like a problem and fix kind of like a little more problem. Yeah, like I was kind of like giving the priority to the bigger problem, not the smaller problem, and then I'm kind of like a solve that from bigger to less bigger to small thing. All right, yeah. So this is I would kind of like simply solve that kind of like a problem, I think. Okay, yeah. But up until this moment, I haven't really faced any kind of like a such a thing, or I haven't really kind of like a face that kind of like a simply problem. And usually the whatever problem that I face in my past and at the moment, I usually facing that problem head on. Okay, I never really dodge the problem and nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. But there are kind of like some sort of pointers that I wanted to mention over here, which might gonna kind of like a something really happened with you, so that okay, yeah, let's go through that pointer. Okay, which kind of like okay, what is that pointer? Fear of failure. Oh, yeah. So have you ever kind of like a somethingly dodge the problem is because of failure, fear of failure? Let me tell you one thing about myself. Okay, I am doing content creation that I already mentioned. Okay, yeah. Every content that I uploaded, usually I get some sort of view. Sometime I didn't really get any views. Okay, yeah. Is this thing that key? I been fail a lot, so much, so many time in my entire life, and it's been bitterly common to me. Okay, yeah. And usually I always face failure. Like I never really get kind of like something pass, or I never really get kind of like something accomplish. Nothing really at all. Like every effort that I do, it just went to the failure. Okay, yeah. So I don't really have any kind of like a something failure. Okay, let me tell you one thing. My ground situation right now. I am 31. I'm not earning any money. I am living with my parents. How much failure that you should supposed to be think I am that kind of like a failure. Okay, if you're seeing me that failure, so I am that failure. Okay, I'm 31, that is a big, and I'm living with my parents and not earning money. Like, have you understand the gravity of it? Can you kind of like a put that situation to yourself into mind, like a just imagine that if you are 31 living with your parents not earning money, just how fucked up situation was that? I am facing that problem. So I am really fucked up failure, dude. Okay. So usually I fail so much time, and like right now I'm not really that much feeling like a fear of at all, because I seen a lot of failure in my life regarding about every point of perspective. So so basically is this thing I would never really kind of like a simply dodge the problem because of fear of failure, because I face like I always fail, yeah. But still I still I believe in myself that I could do something really better, so I just do that. All right, yeah. Overthinking, oh yeah. Like do I do any kind of like overthinking? Like is this kind of like a simply overthinking? Because of overthinking you just kind of like avoid the problem and things like that. Have you ever done that? Well, I never really overthink. Do I overthink about some certain thing? Well, also, yeah, I wanted to mention overthink. I never really that overthink. Okay, yeah. Why? Let me tell you one thing. Why? Okay, so usually I am doing like a things that you are actually hearing is called artifact episode. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like a some self-talk technique. Okay, yeah, like basically every single day I was kind of like asking this question to myself and recording this audio in my mobile phone. Okay, yeah. So usually whatever the thoughts I have regarding about my life decisions and everything, I was talk about in this particular artifact. Okay, yeah. So I just like instead of thinking, I was kind of like expressing all those my thought process and stuff like that. Okay, in this particular situation I was thinking from every point of perspective, like a good or bad and something like that. Okay, yeah. Overthinking is like I haven't really done that much overthinking, by the way. Okay, yeah. Regarding about career and everything, I usually just talk with myself, figure it out what kind of like a something best thing for me, and I just kind of like do it that thing. Okay, yeah. Like I don't know, yeah. Like basically, I think that na ki I haven't really done that much overthinking. Okay, nothing really at all. Like basically, like I think a lot. I think a lot from to every subject, to everything, to every topic, but like I didn't. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you don't really resonate with the overthinking now, so there is a one moment in my life that I was kind of like a simply overthinking. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just kind of like accept that thing. I didn't really overthink and use it. I'm like, yeah, like there is a one kind of like a simply moment that I thought that I was overthink on that particular subject. What is that thing? Okay, so there was a girl. I used to like that girl, and I don't know. I just started loving that girl. I don't know. Yeah. By the way, at that time, my age was almost like a 24, maybe 23, 24. Okay, yeah. And basically, is this thing. The moment is came that like we've been actually talking on WhatsApp. Okay, yeah. And I wanted to express my feeling to her. Okay, yeah. On that day I was kind of like thinking a lot, and I was kind of like instead of overthinking, I just take the action. I'm usually that guy, like basically just take the action, whatever the good stuff or bad stuff, I don't know, just take the action. So what does I do is that key, like basically I called that particular girl to say that ki, will you come to this place, I wanted to say some certain thing. Okay, because at that time I decided that I wanted to propose that girl. She say that ki she won't be able to come on that place. Okay, yeah. And then I said okay, and I cut the phone. Okay, yeah. And at that time I don't know, I was like a really fucked, I don't know what was that like it's kind of like a something weird thing on that particular situation, because like you could do, you like basically now you could kind of like simply propose on WhatsApp or phone, you have the phone number too, but instead of, you just decided face to face. And then probably she's not really comfortable with that thing. So I don't know, dude. Yeah, at that time I was like really overthink about that, every point of perspective, this and that, or maybe she might gonna come, like maybe she think as me as a friend or something like that. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it was really fucked up situation. At that time I was like a really overthinking about every point of perspective. All right, yeah. And then I told my friend to about this happened, and then he mentioned that he just chill out, man, like there is okay to be happen such thing like that, it's part of the thing. And basically she tried to talk with me regarding about why you wanted to kind of somebody ask me to come over there, this and that. Then I was dodged that thing. I was say that ki, no, it's just thing. Okay. And then yeah, I don't know, then after that I never really approached that girl. Okay, yeah, and nothing really at all. Okay. And all I always kind of consider that ki career is my kind of simply one of the important thing that I have to achieve. So since then I haven't really kind of a think about any girl at all. Basically I do have attraction of girls too. I do see kind of some girls are bit really attractive, but I never will have that kind of a something urge to achieve that girl, or kind of be a boyfriend of her or get the girlfriend. Nothing really at all. It's a, I do know that ki one day I will definitely gonna marry it, but yeah. But what I'm trying to tell you is this overthink. Okay, this is at that moment I was kind of overthink a lot. Basically before I was try to tell her my feeling, basically it's a very difficult thought process. Now, dude, you just have to went through about everything and things. I was kind of thinking a lot regarding about that girl point of perspective, my point of perspective, and how do I supposed to handle that situation and stuff like that. So at that time I did accept that I was kind of overthink at that moment. Okay, yeah. But then after that, nothing really at all. Nothing really, not even any kind of a some situation, or any kind of regarding about career choice and everything. Nothing really at all. Yeah, whatever the opportunity that I get, overthink. I didn't really think that much overthink. Okay, yeah. So, but I will be when someone gonna basically usually overthink is actually happen when you approach a particular opposite gender, a girl or boy. Okay, at that time you overthink a lot. Okay, yeah, this is the only reason that you kind of overthink. Okay, lack of confidence. Oh, that is a really good question. Okay, so have you ever kind of a something dodge any kind of a something problem just because of lack of confidence? First of all, do I have that confidence, or do I have lack of confidence? Well, I do have a lack of confidence. Okay, yeah, basically I could talk with the people, but not really that well. Okay, yeah, I my communication is really good. I could talk to the people, but usually I seen a lot of pros people who are really good with the communication, are really good with this thing, and their confidence level are really great. Okay, yeah. As also, let me tell you one thing regarding about the confidence. Okay, yeah. Usually confidence is actually happen when you achieve something or some certain thing, or when you kind of a something accomplish something. Example, you had a job. Okay, you are earning significant amount of money. Okay, yeah. You automatically you will have confidence inside of you. You are talking with your parents kind of assembly at the same level. You are thinking a very wise person. Okay, you are taking decision very wisely. I don't know, but yeah, you when you are started earning money, your confidence level is really bit increased. Okay, yeah. And it's a kind of something really human tendency, by the way. Okay, yeah, let me tell you one thing about the human past history. Okay, yeah. So basically there is a family, there is a father, mother, daughter, and daughter and son. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, when the father is young, he was kind of like a went to the hunting and bring some sort of food to his family. Okay, yeah. Now basically the father is became old, and right now the son is became bitterly strong and things like that, and he would have kind of like a somethingly take the responsibility of the family. So he went to his hunting and bring the food to his family. So basically power shifted from father to son. Okay, yeah. So since the power shifted, the son will kind of like a taking control of the family. What does they do, what kind of like a, they went to which cave and things like that. So this actually happened since the beginning of the human existence. All right, yeah. And basically is this thing, when the power comes, we actually feel a little bit of confidence inside of it. Okay, and that is bitterly common. Lack of confidence, yeah. Do I have a lack of confidence? Yes, I have, because I'm not really earning any money. Okay, yeah. So like because of lack of confidence, have you ever kind of like a dodge any kind of like a problem? Well, no, nothing really at all. I consider that I have lack of confidence, but whatever the problem that I have, I never really dodge that. Okay, yeah, like I consider that I have lack of confidence, but dodging a problem, I don't know. Okay, yeah, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. And also I am actually bit improving my communication skills, confidence skills, but usually one of the main crux required to improve the confidence is the power. Okay, when you get the power, means like that in this world power means money. Okay, means like that a respect from your situation, from your surrounding, from your family, or from your, yeah, you get it, na? Yeah. So when you have started earning money, you getting little bit of respects and power, and then you get little bit of something really confidence to automatically it happened. Okay, to the everyone. All right, yeah. But I never really dodge any kind of like some problem just because of lack of confidence. Nothing really at all. Emotional overload. Whoa, that is a really good question. Okay, yeah. What's the emotional overload? Example, there is a guy who went through breakup. Okay, yeah. So he went through kind of like a something emotional stuff, like a very intensively emotional stuff. In that particular moment, that guy won't be able to do any kind of like a wise decision and nothing really at all. So in that particular moment, that guy was kind of like a something avoiding some sort of problem. So am I ever did such thing like that, did I kind of like a something dodge the problem just because of emotional overdose? Ah, first of all is that key, whatever the problem that I have, I consider to be is my problem. Another thing is that key, I never really experienced that kind of like a something overdose. What do you mean by that? Okay, let me tell you one thing. Usually overdose is actually happen when you are falling in love, mostly, yeah, because in that particular situation you are literally went through very emotional stuff. Okay, yeah. What do you mean by that? Like there are so many factors required for emotional thinking, okay, yeah, there are so many factors required for emotional overthinking, but like okay, yeah. So let me tell you one thing. Okay, there is only one kind of like some aspects of your life that you might gonna went through very emotional overdose. Okay, and what is that aspect? That aspect is a relation. Okay, mostly that relation with your girl or with your girlfriend or wife or things like that. Because yeah, why is this kind of like something very important? Okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, yeah. So whatever the problem that you have regarding about your career, okay, yeah. So you have a kind of like a something solution for that regarding about your company's rise, or you went through fire, or basically you are unemployed, whatever it is. Okay, yeah. They have a kind of like a some solution. That solution is that ki like a basically go this, like a learn this skill, or went to the interview, or like there are so many things. Like a basic example is this thing. Okay, yeah. कि I built my company, I put lot of efforts and money and into this thing. Okay, yeah. But because of some certain situation, my company gained very losses, and because of that, my company were shut down. It's a very emotional problem. Okay, yeah. But there is a solution for that, because there is a solution. In that particular solution, you just have to figure it out, what kind of like some assets of your company that you have, how do you supposed to liquidate that thing, how should you supposed to get the fund, how do you supposed to build up that, like basically if your company went through like a very trouble situation, there is a kind of like a some so many solution required for that. Okay, yeah. Because you could say that thing ki, huh, basically I my company are dying, and basically this stuff happened, and you could seek the help, or after, yeah, you there are, you have a lot of information, you you could get any help that you want. Okay, yeah. But example is this thing, you went through breakup now, you won't be able to kind of like a something share your kind of like a something the problem that you have with that girl. You won't be able to share that feeling with your best friend or with your parents. You can't, because it's a kind of like a something that na ki, I don't know, basically it's a kind of like a something it's a very fucked up thing. Okay, basically is this thing ki we could share happiness, but we won't be able to share the saddest thing. Okay, yeah. And girl boy relationship kind of like a something problem is a kind of like a, people won't really share that much, because it's a, I don't know why they are bitterly secretive regarding about each and everyone, not only boy but as also girl. Okay, there are very few people are bitterly kind of like expressive regarding about that, but still is this thing that mostly emotional overdose is actually happened mostly regarding about the girl thinking, or girl or boy thinking regarding about like a girlfriend and boyfriend kind of like a stuff in that particular situation, because I did that too. Okay, yeah. Because let me tell you one thing, I fail so much regarding like in my life regarding about every aspect, like a career and things, and my decision making process and everything. Okay, yeah. But I never really kind of like overthink a lot, I never really went through emotional overdose, nothing really at all. Yeah, I just kind of like a do that stuff. Okay, yeah. But when I was kind of like a somebody started liking some sort of girl and things like that, I overthink a lot. And when that girl basically when that I realized that that girl was never really considered to me as a boyfriend, she has considered to me as just friend, nothing really at all. It felt me really heartbroken, and in that particular situation I went through very emotional overdose, I went through very emotional things and something like that. So yeah. And but usually emotional overthinking, emotional overdose is actually happened um, because of this thing. I haven't really dodged any kind of like a somebody problem, maybe. Yeah, nothing really at all. I don't know, yaar. Maybe just like that, na, ki I never really that overthink. Okay, yeah. Basically, let me tell you one thing. I went through relationship, but it's a kind of like a simply one side of relationship. It's like that. I like this particular girl and something like that. That's it. Okay, yeah. And basically, is this thing ended up very soon. Okay, it's not really that time consuming. Nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing regarding about the experience that I have regarding about relationship is a very less, because I seen so many people who are in been relationship for almost like a more than decade, and they went through lot of kind of like assembly problems and overthinking and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So they could say lot of thing about overthinking and emotional overdose and something like that. I never really went, or I never really experienced that particular emotions or particular thing, so I might not say that key I never really feel that kind of like a somebody emotional overdose or overthinking, nothing really at all. Yeah. And because of that I haven't really neglect any kind of like some problem, nothing really at all. Okay. Perfections, that is really good point. Okay, have you ever drop any kind of like a something problem, or dodge any kind of like a something problem, that because of you are bitterly perfection guy and something like that? What do you mean by perfection guy? Okay, yeah. So example is this thing. Usually there is a guy who is a kind of like a somebody painter. Okay, yeah. And that painter is a kind of like a somebody really good at painting. Okay, yeah. And he always kind of like a something paint like a such a thing as good as possible as he can, basically one of the perfect. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you one thing, perfect is a kind of like a something non-existence, because we didn't really know what is actually the perfect. Okay, yeah. Like, yeah, but basically this guy is kind of like a draw such a painting which is kind of like a equivalent to a perfect, not perfect but equivalent to a perfect, like as good as possible as you can, like just consider me as a Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci is kind of like one of the greatest painter. Okay, if you don't really know, Mona Lisa was actually created by the Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, like really great art person, by the way. Okay, yeah. So if you are kind of like something that kind of like something perfection, so because of that you are kind of like something dropping some sort of problem or avoiding some sort of problem. Okay, yeah. Am I ever did that thing? Basically because of I'm kind of like a something wanted to be a perfect in some certain thing, and I don't want to kind of like a something utilize my time to someone else something else, because I wanted to invest my time to make things as perfect as I can. So am I ever did that thing? Am I ever kind of like a dodge any problem regarding about the perfection or things like that? Or maybe I'm just kind of like a thinking very wrong regarding about perfection. Well, I don't know. Okay, first of all, is that I am not a perfect guy, nothing at all, and basically my work and everything is also not really perfect. Okay, yeah, because I seen a lot of people who are really good more than me regarding about my qualities and like everything. Okay, yeah, I seen the people are really kind of like a pro. Okay, really good at something, and I kind of like something admire those qualities and something like that. All right, yeah. So I never really consider to be a perfect guy. Okay, and also my work is also not really perfect as also. Okay, yeah. But usually is this thing that is good. Okay, having that perfection is a really good. It's a kind of like a something symbolize that key how good we are, how kind of like a thing. I don't know how do I supposed to say. It's a really good thing, dude. Like being having a perfection is a really great thing. Okay, yeah, I also wanted to be that kind of like a something like that, like a make that perfect thing. Okay, yeah. And if I am kind of like a dodging a problem just because of making things as perfect as I can, I wanted to do that thing. Okay, I wanted to dodge that particular problem just because make the things as perfect as I can. Okay, but still, I am not perfect. Yeah, I am trying to be as perfect as I can, but I am not perfect. And basically, is this thing the whatever the problem that I have, I never really dodge any kind of problem because like I'm not really that perfect. All right, yeah, perfection. Yeah, this is kind of like something habit of avoid. Yeah, like people are usually avoid the problem is because of the habit. Okay, yeah. Do you have that kind of like assembly habit? No, I am not. Yeah, why am? Okay, let me tell you one thing. I'm belong to the middle class family, by the way. Okay, yeah, like basically, yeah, middle class family, and we are not really that much pampered. What's a pampered? A pampered means like that. Ki like just an example is that there is a kid who is actually kind of like a father is like a really rich, like a really rich, and his father his parents are loving him and something like that. So this guy is really pampered by everything. Okay, yeah. So because of he pampered and he get all those kind of like a something good thing from his parents and something like that. So he kind of like a something just being lazy and having that laziness kind of like a something avoid the problem and everything is kind of like a something happened when you are born at kind of like a something very like a rich person family, something like that. Okay, yeah. Like it happened, but it's kind of like a something up to you that key, do you want that particular thing or do you want that kind of like a something pamperedness or not? It's up to you, whatever. I am belong to the middle class family. Okay, yeah, and we have a lot of problems regarding about everything. Yeah, like the water and then light and then basic things and foods and something like that. Okay, and I seen that my father, my parents, and kind of like a struggle a lot regarding about getting food and something like that. Okay, yeah, it's not really that kind of like a something very worse condition. No, my family is not really that worse, but still it's kind of like a something is this thing that key like we face so many problems. Okay, yeah. And usually middle class people have mentality to face the problem. Okay, yeah, and they are kind of like a filled with lot of problems, everything like admission fees, we don't really have money to admission fees and something like that, and like basically going somewhere else and like the tire is punctured and something. It's a lot of thing na dude. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, from the beginning since I born, um, like I didn't really consider to be like avoid any kind of like a some problem, avoiding a problem or avoiding kind of like a something things, habit of avoidance, nothing really at all. I just like a, if my mother says to me that ki like a bring the salt from the, like bring something from, bring the groceries from the market or bring things or whatever it is, like usually I accept that thing and do that thing. Okay, yeah, because like a avoidance or like a, I don't know, yeah, I haven't really avoid any kind of like a stuff, like a basically avoid or have it any kind like a not doing stuff. It's, I don't know, I don't know, like I never really did that thing. Okay, yeah, I just, and I never really that pampered by the way. Okay, and as also I'm belong to the middle class family, so yeah, it's a kind of like a something, the facing the problem head on is a kind of like a something in our blood maybe. Okay, yeah. So so yeah, basically is this thing, these are kind of like a something way that I avoid any kind of like a problem, but I didn't really avoid with the problem nothing really at all in my entire life. I don't know, maybe I was actually thinking very deeply regarding about when did I avoid any kind of like a zombie problem or something like that. Maybe I did it is because of something that I don't know is that problem is exist or not. Okay, yeah. There is a kind of like a something, I don't know. Yeah, basically, if I know there is a problem, I fix that problem as soon as problem. But if there is a problem that I didn't really know is that problem is exist, then might be I'm not fixed because I don't know is that problem is exist or not. Okay, yeah, because yeah, I faced that particular situation, um, that I didn't really know that problem is a problem. Okay, yeah. So I think that, so the conclusion is that I haven't really kind of like a avoid any problem, or like I face the problem head on, like whatever. And as also I haven't really faced that much problem. Okay, yeah. In my entire life, or in will be, I'm gonna face a lot of problem, but probably the experience that I have in my past, it might gonna help me a lot. All right, yeah. All right, so this is it. This end. I should supposed to be end here, and thank you.